reason the people don't get it bad is everybody wanna hate on everybody bad. Never really understand that this is Baghdad, but the rappers and hazardous. It's Bam Bam with his back going cancerous with fast action pass like cannabis. Yeah, you don't really wanna go against the vent. Flying in a kite, hijacked by the jet. Spit it with a vibe that can dive in cement. Harder than my daughter when it's time to go to bed. Yeah, that's pretty hard. You can't see through me like tinted cars. Boy, I've been sensei since I've been in charge. Baptized in the blood of the Minotaurs. Yeah, and I cut the dead weight. I don't really sleep, but I bust the bed frame. Cause leaving the haters up in the dust, the end game. I'm hut one, hut two, green light must do. Never debating the dedication to bust through. Outcast soul is a place for us too. Wait, you want me to trust you? No.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello everyone, and hi, Convickt.
Hey, can you hear me?
I hear you perfectly. So,
Perfect.
welcome.
Can everybody else hear me is the big question.
They should, because I hear you, but they will say, hi, Ayala, MJ, Steve, Carlos, Nicola, welcome to the live stream. Hi, oh yeah. They are not complaining about not hearing you. So
Good.
I think it's working. And
you guys can hear me good? Good to go, good to go?
so MJ say hi, R5. So MJ is in UBB.
Hello. Oh, hey, what's up, MJ?
So it's not even reset. We have no rush now. JK say can hear your sexy voice.
Hey, perfect. Good. Okay, so sound is good. I know we battled this a few times in the last live, so I just want to make sure we're good to go this time.
Yeah, and I think everyone should know that for the first time, we actually tested the sound before starting the live. And this is the first time we do that, I think, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm really proud of us. But I say that, but I saw many new people subscribing to the YouTube channel, so maybe some people don't know you yet. And I think we should introduce you because you're not the owner of this channel. You are a guest here. You are my R5, my friend, kinda.
Yes, you already know. All right. Would you like me to introduce myself?
I was thinking I can have your base showing in a background because I want to congratulate you for the 90 billion kills you reached this season, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, oh, I have your face in front of the game. I put you in the chat. So this is the base R5 of BXM. Astarte, Convickt for Drusader.
Yes. Speaking of, Drew actually just got brought up. Mass was talking about him the other day. Man, we missed that guy. Drew, if you see this, man, we still haven't forgot about you, brother. Nothing but love from us, man. Seriously.
We can share the live stream directly with Drusader. He checks lines sometimes. So yeah, for people who don't know you, how could we introduce you? R5 for how many years?
Well, how long Shelter been out now? I mean, I know I started Shelter. My landing state was 311, so it was just born. You know, no launch center taken yet, no LC battles. This is back obviously when we were still in was it Clash of Zones? That was before Clash of Alliances, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is way back in the day when the initial big players were just being found. What Suker flying, what GG, I believe. Just all these massive whales in the younger states. But yeah, like I said, born in 311. again, however long the game's been out. I know 311 was born not long after State 1, because State 1 we actually ended up migrating to as well, which on the migration ratings, it'll show you how long the state's been open, and essentially you can just do the math on how long the game's been there, correlating off State 1. But
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, so what, 5, 6 years? I think 7's pushing it, but again, essentially as long as the game's been out, we've been playing it daily, hardcore, nonstop.
And are you still in love with the game, enthusiastic when you play?
I am. I mean, I love this game. There's no doubt about it. The game is one of them love and hate things, though. I must be honest,
Ah,
because I love the game for the people. I
yeah.
love the friendships I've made throughout it. I love the connections. Heck, I've even actually created real, actual, full blown friendships outside of this game. Meaning, the time comes that myself and the game part. I know there's these friendships will still be there everlasting without Shelter being the glue to the friendship.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm insanely thankful for the social platform that I've been introduced to through Last Shelter, because as you know, and a lot of the community know, it's not just a American, European, Chinese, Russian. It is literally a worldwide game. So I've met people from, again, here to Timbuktu and back, so it's super cool, definitely.
Yes, and talking about the game evolution with the years,
Ugh,
we can go
yeah.
directly in the hard topic because I wrote it as the first sentence in the description of the video, and people have been asking, so you know what I will ask. Is matchmaking better than before? So it's kind of a jumping topic, but
Well,
we love the people. What about matchmaking?
okay, so matchmaking, I can answer that in two separate answers. I can
Okay,
answer it from an outside looking in perspective, and then I can answer it as the BXMR5 perspective, because that's essentially going to be two different answers.
right.
Um, has matchmaking improved since the beginning? Yes, it has. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
ultimately, it honestly has. It used to be, I felt like the devs would just take a handful of sprinkles and just pretty much do this over a map, and
Uh,
there you go. And now, again, this is speaking early Doomsday seasons, back when you would have a massive Chinese alliance that's untouchable, and
mm-hmm.
they would completely dominate every single season because there's no matchmaking really. If you were ranked around that state, you pretty much screwed every season.
Y- Yeah, it was
It's
more about state number, right?
exactly. So really, alliance power had not much to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's if you were the strongest, you were the one winning every single season, and essentially being the strongest, everybody wanted to be with you or next to you. Nobody wanted to fight you, so immediately everybody's your ally. Immediately, nobody wants to go against you. Like it was such a, it was, again, it was a work in progress though. So speaking outside in, has matchmaking improved? It has. Now, even speaking as BXMR5 has matchmaking improved, it really still has. But the downfall, let me speak as BXM's R5 when I answer this one, is it comes down to they try to match Wales versus Wales, I notice,
Yes.
okay?
Yes.
Um, and generally speaking, they do somewhat of a fair job. It just starts getting tough when you get these, really, really big alliances. You have TW6,
Mm-hmm.
the NNW TW6 merge. So that one, TW6, ABC, um, NKC, now as of BXM, and there's actually a handful of other ones, but I'm speaking, 150, 60G plus alliances. The issue with these is they can pretty much mirror match the big bases on each side of the map.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is when one alliance has, let's say, 5 big bases, and I'm saying, for the most part, big bases. Um, there may not be a lot of other alliances that have 5 big bases. They might have 3, they might have 2. So then what they'll do is they'll take an alliance with 3, an alliance with one, an alliance with one. So now you have 5 big bases,
Mm.
and they'll put them 3 alliances against the one alliance that has the 5 big bases. Now,
Right.
essentially, what that does is it it becomes an activity log at that point. Okay.
Yeah. So big bases are matched, but it ends up being 300 players versus 100.
Exactly, because you know, in a sense of what we're facing this season, if I can pick off where we're at. We had some great allies. So let me be very, very clear. UBB, great alliance, a lot of buddies we have in there. Carlos, Diga, Alex, we know, and a lot of great leaders we've actually met in UBB since then. So hands down, great players. SOL's been great. I believe it was NWL is with us as well, and then a handful of others. I don't want to leave any out. But what happened was BXM was really the only one with like the top bases. Okay, I'm not saying UBB doesn't have top bases. They have great bases, but they didn't have the top bases. So essentially, that left BXM as the only one in the South with the again top bases. But then we were against 3 alliances that each had at least one top base. LNG had Shin, Jas, JAS, Jazz, Joss. They have Mayor. And then Tax has Ultimate and Luigi, which then they have a few others, Porky and so forth. But anyways, them bases are now all spread out throughout 3 alliances. So essentially, they played smart, which is what I would do as well if I was against a bigger alliance like BXM. They sent one of the big groups to the east, right? West, I'm sorry, west. And they sent 2 of the big groups to the east. Well, BXM being the only one with the big bases, we kind of had to figure out, well, do we go west and lose the east and have the whole east then come to us when it gets locked? Do we split BXM in 2 and send, half and half? It's kind of a dice roll at that point.
Yeah.
Or do we take the BXM big bases out and put them somewhere else, which essentially can hurt because a lot of big bases have their main tilers, their main tile feeders, their main speed tilers that they have. So it then takes a big base's comfortability zone and completely reorganizes it. And that's in a sense, it's almost a con, no pun intended of the name, but it's a con to having a massively big alliance because the devs also, I feel like there's a power rating as well of the alliance power that is used. They say they don't, but I don't know if I believe that,
So, about this matchmaking, I haven't counted all the players this season, but I don't think there is like a big difference in number of player always. But I think if you have whales spread across multiple alliance, all those alliances have somewhat of competitivity, of competition spirit, all that, because that's an alliance that obviously is attractive for big base. So correct. For us, we have many support alliance, but those are not on the competing side, right?
Exactly. And I agree. Yeah, that's the unfortunate part. Again, look at TW6's map. Almost in a sense, it sounds like the same thing. Now, I don't know as much about that map, but you have an alliance like TW6, big powerhouse alliance, versus AVC and NKC, 2 also very big alliances. Now, there were some internal issues on that map, so I can't really compare apples to oranges in a sense, but essentially had the NKC and the whole trio and everything with that not went down, that would have been super tough for TW6 because most likely NKC would have went one way, AVC would have went one way, they would have merged up, and one of the sides would have completely lost, and TW6 then would have been railroaded on the other side of the
Exactly. That's like one resources. So the alliance have few resources. They obviously have their power, which is the amount of troops they have to be able to tank, between all the battles and all that. They have the activity, which is how many alliances you have, how many players you have, how many active players you have, so how much durability you have in the tile fight and cleaning. There is a number of whale, which is now considered in matchmaking. And there is also like the leadership resource. So if you have two alliances like NKC and AVC, you have leadership team for 2 guilds. If you have just TW6 and support guild that have never been in World Center, you only have 1 leadership team to manage a guild. So I think that's the resource issue that we have when we have an alliance that is exceptionally strong compared to the rest of the map.
Correct. And then it also comes down to the troops as well, because, you know, let's say BXM, for instance, we have, at least starting out wise, we were around 175, I want to say. Well, they have to then take 175 worth of power on the other side. Now, again, I know some people will be like, well, hey, they don't completely match off power and alliance, you know, and all that, which again, I do agree with that. I don't think it's purely based on that, because actually, Mel, if you remember, was it last season is when we went against Snake and ZZ7, correct?
Yeah, last season was a 200 G difference in power between both sides, and I calculate the power of all guild every season, and that was the biggest difference I have ever seen across many maps.
So that's the thing. The North, which was our enemy, had 200 G more power worth of troops than us.
Yeah.
So that's, again, I do stand by. Power is not a full, he says, sometimes doesn't matter though. Look at me, it was at one pace. But, and I agree, PC, 100%, bro. Like at the end of the day, yes, it's not all about alliance power. The biggest thing I'm noticing is I don't know if you heard earlier, bro. It's I'm seeing it's mirror matches of big bases. You know, let's speak again on the map that we're on. You know, we have Luigi and Ultimate. Well, then we have Canada and Polar. Well, then you have Shin and Mayor. You have me and you have Haven. So in a sense, there's the 4 and 4 of the top main bases that are on the map. But the problem is their 4 bases are spread around 3 full alliances, whereas our 4 bases are within 1 alliance by itself. And I think that's where the issue lies and the problem lies.
Once again, you have hello from Willy Bass, all player of BXM, and thank you so much, Willy, for the tips to help with the giveaway. Thank you so much.
What's up, brother? Long time no see, man.
So we talked like in previous season about, and you said it again, moving whale base into other guild. So out of their team in other guild, like to spread the whales across different guilds. But what about spreading the leadership across different guilds? Like instead of moving whale, you move someone that will be Air4, manage bookmark and tactics at the key times in different alliances. At the same time, it takes a lot from the top alliance. So what do we think about that?
My thoughts are, again, I'll speak from personal experience. You know, that's at least where I want to say, because I can't be right or wrong then. I can only speak with what we've seen. I know a few seasons ago, this was right before PVO was ending. I think they had just lost top, but they still had a few of their good players. This is when we went against PVO and KBK, because they had a player called Green, who is now in Hug, but I think he's sold possibly now. Anyways, back to the moral of where I'm getting at. I know I actually went to a smaller alliance that went the opposite side of BXM, and 80% of the way stepped out of the BXM leadership for that season and focused on the leadership on the complete opposite side. You know, I was over in the East, and it worked fantastic for us, if you remember that season. Yeah, because we were against Die, that was with Jez and all them. We completely pushed up and locked the entire East, and then got to push over to the West, joined back with BXM, and then essentially, I think that was the season we took the map, took the World Center, all that. So we did spread a little bit of the
So
leadership
yeah.
throughout guilds. We were sending bases to other guilds, so we had tile flips ready. Shields. This and that. Well, tile flips aren't as essential anymore with faction gates nowadays. They've
Mm-hmm.
upgraded them a little bit, but it can still be a useful tool. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
So to answer the question again, I'm speaking from experience. Can it be a good thing? Yes, it can. But can it also detrimentally hurt you? I think if we would have tried that in this season, it would have been a little tough. We actually
Yeah.
had a lack issue with how much we were given versus how much was needed in the season.
Yeah, and I
And
see in the chat PCDCR saying, didn't TW6 do that and it caused issue? And that's true that alliances do it differently. Like some alliances try to send people in leadership, but then trying to really control and not respecting the leadership in place. Some try to send leadership, and it just didn't work out because it take leadership away from the top alliance. And some work really, really well. Like Sepan from now TFO is seem to be doing that all the time. Like she was doing that already in what was the name? SFB, right?
yes.
SFB. And every time I see Sepan on the map, she's like in leadership on almost all guilds, and it seems to be done in a way that is respectful enough of the current leadership to work very well with the support guild. So I guess it depends on the people, right?
And I agree. Again, the more active the map is too, possibly, especially the R4 or R5's role that is on the map, or I guess for the team, the more active the top alliance is, or needed to be, maybe, the harder it may be. Because again, it comes down to allies as well. If you have great allies with great leaders and decently strong bases that can at least hold, somewhat of a ground, you may not need to do something like that. But if you're the only alliance on the map that has the bulk, like this season, no, we're not the only one. We have great allies that we have. Again, I'll make that very clear. But then, like last season, against Snake, not saying we didn't have great allies, there was just really no other strength other than us. So sending a leader somewhere else, I think, would have been insanely detrimental to the map. And we did good. We grabbed one of the capitals in the east. Obviously got a middle capital. Usually winter, you get a level 7, generally speaking. But we didn't get World Center, unfortunately, that season.
Yeah, I think is you cannot ask any alliance, go manage your side. We split both sides, because maybe for some alliance, it's if they are on the same side as a very, very big alliance compared to those alliance on the map, it might be their first time ever that they are second alliance in their faction. First time ever that they are asked to lead something, to make strategy, and they might be lost. And some will be like, but we expect top alliance to give us a precise plan, and they are not planning at all. You ask them to plan shield walls, they will wait for you to tell them what time, how many base, and all that. So that's lots of work if you are the biggest alliance on the map.
I agree. I watched some of the leaders work their butts off on trying to do strategy and trying to do all this. And this is the thing. I think me and you had spoke about this at the end of the day. I love the game. Okay, I'll be very upfront and apparent. I love the game. I've been in R5 for 5-6 years. And now I don't want to jump ahead because I know this was one of the questionnaires, but possibly leading into this. As BXM has grown, I started BXM off with a few of my buddies, Slash and Group, and, a couple others that are actually still in BXM to this day. And, heck, we were a 10, 15G alliance, literally farms. And it really didn't take as much attention back then. Again, this is DD1. This is the start of the game. Really not much money was needed to, suffice and play like it is now. But as we've grown and grown and grown, the time that is needed in the game is just expanding astonishingly. It is ridiculous. And I've noticed the past, I'd say almost 2 seasons now, it's been actually hard for me to dedicate the full amount of time, because if anybody if anybody knows me or has played with me or has been in alliance with me prior to this season or possibly even the last, they know that I am probably one of the most active players the game has seen. At least one of the 1%ers that are up there. Okay, I'm not maybe not saying the most active, but I was in that top 1% of active playing. The phone was in my hand 24/7. Never set it down. I mean, I'm driving and playing. I'm sleeping and playing somehow. But over the last fucking Nick, I knew he was gonna come and do that. But over the last 2 seasons, I actually picked up a new job. I'm working a couple jobs now. You know, I'm a single father. Uh, it's hard to dedicate so much time, especially when you're a top alliance, especially when the entire map depends on you and everything is needed from your alliance. Like you said, we have a few leaders that are strategy, really one main one. Most people do know her, Din. Great person, but I feel bad for her half the time because, again, at this level that we're at and the playing field that we're at, it takes so much time. Knack, I'm gonna punch you in the forehead. That's one of our team members. That's the homeboy right there. He's I knew he was gonna come in and talk. Super cool. But hey, shout out Knack. Like I said, it's all love, brother. 100%. But anyways, like I said, I sometimes feel bad for her because so much is put on the shoulders. And, even when it comes down to shield wall people and things like that, you had said earlier, with a better alliance or better allies, I mean, they're helping plan their own shield walls. They're helping plan, some of their own planning and stuff like that. But when you don't have that, it is insane amounts of work to plan for an entire faction. I mean, let's be honest,
Yeah.
we're 99% of us are probably adults. We have working jobs, this, that, other real lifestyle or life things that we have to attend to. So to
Yeah.
give that much time to a video game is so gosh darn hard. And again, at the end of the day, it's just with the money that is taking for, even half bases to compete and stay alive. The game is really, really, really becoming hard to stay attention driven like what it needs, especially at a top alliance level.
Yeah, so I was reading the chat at the same time.
Knack, I know. He's
So yeah, we have BX7 in the chat.
Yo, I know, Stick, that was you. That's why I said 99, bro, not 100%.
Yeah, we all sort of stick when you say 99%. Yeah, so
that's my thoughts on, on the whole evolution of the game and the time needed of the game in real life versus, again, a top alliance time needed to actually perform at its top peak.
Yeah.
Oh, and actually, one more thing. I know we had spoke about this. This is another thing that really kills it because think of any top alliance you guys have seen, okay? And this is probably more speaking towards the older players that have come from the older states. Any of the top alliances you can think of, 99.9% of them have fallen. And the reason being is because to be a top alliance, and please tell me if I'm wrong, at least give me y'all's opinion. To be a top alliance, you have to dedicate everything you have to that game. I mean, you are literally gluing your phone to your forehead as a leader, and you even expect your players to do the same to be a top alliance, top active, top everything. Well, the problem with that is a lot of the fun gets taken out at that point. When it's constant stress, it's constant, bro, log on, everybody log on, everybody log on. You play for 3 hours, you're like, okay, I want to log off. I want to go watch some TV. I want to make some food. I have a buddy coming over. 5 minutes later, log on, log on, log on. Now you have another 2 hours that you have to be on. It's a lot for people, it's a lot of stress. And a lot of these top alliances, you'll probably see in my older videos, or at least the other streams I've done with you, I refer to YGL a lot. YGL was an alliance I looked up to. Yes, there's many others, don't get me wrong, but YGL was a feared powerhouse, kind of where ABC is now. But YGL had that reign for, I want to say, many seasons. They were known for a long, long time before they hit that downfall.
Definitely.
Well, the problem is he's a YGL beast team, 100%. The problem is I spoke to a lot of the YGL people. I got super cool with Panda. Lesser Panda was his name, the R5 for a while. and even a lot of the other people around, and they would tell me it's not fun.
Yeah.
You don't have people joking around in chat. You don't have people just going in chat goofing off. And
They were
being
forbidden
funny
to
and-
be in the chat.
Exactly.
So that
It
kind of
was
stuff.
work. That's it. Like, you post a tile to be taken, you post a spot to go, you don't talk. Well, I mean, if that's the case, is that fun? Or is that a lifestyle at that point? Is that like a job that you're not getting paid for, you're technically paying to do?
Yeah.
So,
So I kind of think exact opposite in some ways.
no, and again,
So-
this is just opinions,
Yeah.
talk to me. Yeah, what's your thoughts on it?
So the thing is, I was R4 in 8VM at the top times
Correct.
of 8VM, and I totally see what you mean for the leaders, on the leader side point of view, and maybe because you have been R5 all this time, that is what you see. The R5, the R4 point of view is like, you cannot fail, you cannot miss something. So as in 8VM, I was in charge of Oblivion strategy, for instance. I wouldn't miss one Oblivion. I wouldn't miss one task to do to prepare Oblivion and make sure we are full team, make sure there is not one person missing. We have a full team. We don't even need backups because we know the team will be here. And I make sure there are pilots for everyone. I make sure that everyone has backup task, know what to do, no matter what is their language, no matter if there is a voice chat or not. I do all this work and I had fun with it, but it was a really big amount of time, let's be honest. I didn't have the job I have now, so I had that time and I was fine with it. But it could have been lots of pressure if I had stayed in 8VM. And on the other side is the player point of view, so R2, R3. What about them? In a smaller team, they have to take on some leading tasks because the R4 are not online all the time, so they will have to talk with the rest of the alliance, make stuff move. But in a big alliance, they can just chill. And most of the time, they have the money to have pilots on. So they are actually way more chill than in a smaller alliance. For the R2, the R1, the R3, they are chill. They follow instructions. They don't have to think, and that's what I saw like in the big team. So I don't know. I can see how it's relaxing, but at the same time, it's disengaging. So people go in big alliance to leave, to retire. You special man. I love to do leader stuff. I don't have a base now.
No, correct, and I agree. I mean, don't get me wrong. You made some valid points. I feel like, I guess, as the game's evolving, even more and more time is needed, though, to be an efficient top team. And, I may be wrong with that. It's probably always taken the exact amount of time as it really has throughout the whole entire thing. The biggest change that I guess I've seen in the evolution of LSS is just the money it's taking. Again, the time is pretty much the same. Eden is a 24/7 thing, as long as it's not a surrendered Eden. Other than Dawn and Oblivion now weekly, that's 1 hour each time, give or take, or 1 hour per event, roughly, depending on how Dawn goes, of course. But I guess, like I said, time allowance is roughly the same. I just feel like time is more and more needed as you get to be a bigger alliance. And again, my personal opinion, but as a player and as a leader, because depending on matchmaking, if the whole entire map falls on you, you literally are almost expected to be in the game 24/7.
And
it's tough.
You are kind of a fat base. So you have an issue that is, back in the day, all bases could be zeroed at some point. And now the biggest base are expected to go in the red tile and tank for days. So you are expected to have your base online 24/7, which I think you didn't have back in the day. So maybe that is something that is very time consuming. Like, you have to be online if someone tags you in the chat. So your base has to be on, whether it's you or a pilot, but this is kind of stressful. You have to keep an eye on chat. You have to be online 24/7.
Oh, yeah. I would 100% say the most stress of the game really falls on the leaders and the whales, just because they're needed almost constantly, especially the whales. I should even say the whale. I don't know. That's a tough one to answer, because I know the leaders are going to say, like, oh, well, the whales just need to, fight. And then the whales are like, well, we have to sit here 24/7 with the phone. And so I don't know. But then again, we need the tilers and the players to actually tile us to the objectives, clean the objectives. So let me backtrack on what I just said. I just think ultimately, as a player leader, big base alone, again, I can wrap it up with this game takes a lot of time and effort and money, especially the bigger you grow. So that's one thing I do want to warn the players about is, you guys see these top alliances, you see these big alliances. You're like, oh man, I wish I could get in TW6. I wish I could get in ABC. I wish I could get an NKC, VXM, any of these top alliances that you're seeing with, massive amounts of numbers. Well, unless you're ready to have your phone in your face 24/7, you may not want to join one of them alliances because you can't be an inactive player joining a top alliance thinking you're going to win. The reason them alliances win is because they have a full team of active players that are, on their butt 24/7 to stay active. And if they're not active, they're likely cut at the end of the season to then be replaced with active players.
We have a question in the chat. That's an easy question. What do you think about the ever-widening gap between spending gamers and free-to-play?
Oh man, that's one of them. It's not even a gap anymore. It's just non-existent. It is so far apart. I mean, a non-spender could hit a spender, and it's a 1-round 0-kill matchup.
Yeah, they are not playing the same game.
You what?
They are not playing the same game because the free-to-play cannot fight against you, so they have to focus on speed tiling, on shield walling. This is a totally different game.
Yes. Wait, they're talking about a totally different game, you saying?
No, I say free-to-play versus spender. They are playing a different game on Last Shelter.
Oh, no. Okay, I see. Same game, but playing different game.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, because, again, the gap is so massive that, unfortunately, free-to-play players can't even fight in the game because it's gotten to the point where only certain bases, reinforced tiles, only certain bases are there to break the tiles and hold the areas down. And, you get a free-to-play player that sends an APC to rain a tile, and then you get a big base that comes along and there's zero chance. The free-to-play player is not even going to scratch a big player nowadays. So it's changed the dynamics of the game too, to where, again, free-to-play players can't even do the battle portion or the fighting portion of the game because the money, again, I don't even want to use the word gap, but I'll just use it. The money gap that is created between the two players it's untouchable nowadays.
Yeah, and actually, I'm even more angry. Yeah, I use the word angry now, describing myself. About, yesterday I was playing on mass base, and I hit a tile, and I hit Shin, and I don't even make 1,000 kills. And that's the gap between you have base that have the same spending history as each other, kinda. But one is currently spending more, and there is a gap that is totally crazy. That is a gap that makes me angry, because free-to-play, they don't expect to be at the top. But when you are spending thousands of dollars every month and you cannot even compete, that's where the game is wrong, I guess.
I know, I don't disagree. We both know Mass is a spender. He may not be a Mars or like a Bevins spender, but he is not afraid to drop 1,000 a week if needed, if not more sometimes, if not a little less. And to drop that much money on a game and still not even be able to scratch your opponent, it's complete insanity. Most people in the chat probably know Mass's base. They know it's not weak by any means. And to still not even really do a dent. It's I don't know. I agree. I think it's, hold on, ad popped up.
Yeah.
I do think it's a little wild at that point.
I was so shocked. I double checked the battle report, being like, did I forgot to refill the APC or something? And did I have wrong troops on? And no, I had the right troops. It was my best APC with my best mech, and my APC was full.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. This
Uh,
season I know is rough for BXM, 100%. Most people know, at least in the team, UBB and BXM know that at this point, because BXM doesn't surrender, whether we win or lose. Well, obviously, if we're losing the season, we won't surrender. We'll just keep fighting until the end of the season. You know, we accept the loss, but we don't stop. We just keep going, keep going. Sometimes towards the last week of the game, you know, we'll take the break and just both sides kind of like, hey, let's just chill. We have 1 week left, but 99% of the time, we literally fight until the last day. And that's kind of where we're at. You know, we're in a season where we've already accepted that we lost. We really feel like we got overmatched. Our top bases can't even compete against the enemy's top bases. Then the next two sets of bases can't compete with their next set, you know. So we're pretty much, we've been pushed back, pushed out of World Center. You know, again, not a big deal to us because we want to have fun. We want to fight. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep defending structures we have, taking structures they have. It's not all about the World Center. See, this is where I think a lot of teams get misconstrued is they let ego overfill their actual fun that they want to have. And what I mean when I say that is
right.
we're number one in our faction. You know, we're getting the good rewards. We may have lost the overall World Center, which gives what, 1x ticket, 1 Eden coin, I think, and a little bit of stuff here and there. But ultimately, we're getting great rewards and we're still having fun. And that's the thing that a lot of these alliances that are in a competitive playing stage, I should say, they miss. They're like, oh, I didn't get World Center, I get World Center. Well, that's more of an ego thing because you really don't get a lot more for getting World Center, you know, other than the massive amounts of stress and everything else that's going to take to get there. I would rather personally have fun. I would rather lose a season, but keep my team together because I'm not screaming and shouting at them and kicking them for accidentally taking one tile that they mistakenly took. And a lot of these top alliances, they're trying to think of the word buttholes. I'm trying not to cuss on live, but you know, they're mean to their players. You know, a lot of leaders are mean and they're screaming and they're, you know, calling them idiots. And we don't do that in BXM. You know, I mean, there's been issues and drama. We try to take care of it immediately. But, you know, our leaders aren't screaming at our people. Our leaders aren't demoralizing our people. And, you know, if a mistake was made, I don't sit there and call them idiots and all that and kick them because they made a simple mistake. You know, we try to actually fix it and see if we can work with it. Now, don't get me wrong. Some players at the end of the day, all right, you know, hey, you've had chance after chance after chance. That's different. But simple mistakes happen. You know, we're all humans. And a lot of these top alliances, they don't allow any simple mistakes. You know, it's just win, win, win. That's all they see. But again, which is why most of these top alliances only last a certain period and are no longer here anymore, unfortunately to say.
Yeah, it kind of makes me think, okay, so this is like the goal for why are we playing, and we tend to forget, and we are playing first because we want to have fun. We want to relax when we are pooping at work. Kind of.
That's always my excuse. Every time I'm at work, I know, you know that.
And
I have to take a poop break so I can get on the game.
So getting good reward is a way to keep having fun. Getting good reward is just a way to be stronger and keep having fun. But we tend to forget that and make rewards a goal. And it kind of can compare like to life, to real life, when you know you are trying to earn money so you can have fun and do stuff and all that. And some people are forgetting that, and they make having more money the goal, and then they are not spending time with family or that kind of stuff. And you have this comparison, like this is a whole mindset. So this says something about who we are as a person. I'm going too far, but I think you get it. So like trying to get the reward, it's not why you are playing a game. It's not why you downloaded it. So
Correct.
And it's just wanted and kind.
Don't get me wrong. Everybody likes to win. I mean, it's fun to win. But if it's not fun to win, then why? You know, is it worth the insane amount of screaming, crying, kicking, this and that, clawing to win World Center one season and pretty much lose friends you have because the way you had to treat them, and lose teammates you've had for years because the way you had to treat them? Was the World Center worth it that season? And I would say probably not, but again, it's your outlook on the game, I guess.
And just one thing, when we are talking like this, it sounds like we are not competitive, but whether it's you or I, we are crazy competitive persons.
Correct. Okay. Yes. Let me be very clear. I guess I'm trying to clear it up for,
Yeah.
like you said, we had said this on the phone call with each other earlier.
Yeah.
Almost sounds like a loser's excuse, kind of how I'm saying what I'm saying. And in a sense, some can wrap it up to that. That's fine. Doesn't hurt my feelings. At the end of the day, we have fun. We have fun when we win. We have fun when we lose. The reason being is because we take the game serious. Don't get me wrong. Let me be very clear about that. And we're very dedicated and competitive, like she said. We definitely are. But there's a certain threshold we don't cross in BXM that, yeah, I knew if we crossed, we would probably dominate the game even more, but I don't allow our players and leaders to more or less cross this threshold, because you then take the fun away and you add in the strictness, the meanness, the name calling. I've seen many leaders in many top alliances that I hear about constantly that they terrorize their players, name call, demoralize. Like, I don't want BXM to hit that level. And if that means you keep us down here where we're still crazy competitive, still all that, but we'll likely never be the YGL. We'll likely never be the, TW6 Prime, just because we don't have that in us. I always like to shout, we're more family driven. We like to have fun. We're goofballs. As you see, Knack, that's one of the players. He's coming in here making fun of me being goofy. Now that's my homeboy. That's a buddy of mine. Now, if he were to do that in like a YGL and he called the R5 and making goofy comments, he'd kick, burn, and they'd probably send a Trojan to his IP address.
Yeah.
They don't play with stuff like that. But see, at BXM, we can play around like that. We can goof with each other. Like, I try to remain the fun in BXM. And I think that's why, even if we lose a season or two in a row, and who cares? That's why we keep recruiting and keep getting bigger, is because people see that we have fun. And the fun is getting very few and thin in the game. So it's like there's not many alliances, at least in the top level, that can give fun along with a competitive play style. And again, I'm not putting any alliances down saying that they don't have that. Let me be very clear. I'm speaking on BXM's terms.
And as Steve says in the chat, make pad in capital to start tile war again. And yeah, in a very competitive alliance, Convickt would have definitely kicked me yesterday. But he didn't, you see. You weren't online, right?
When you were doing the pad?
Yeah, so I thought...
You ported in, didn't you? You ported mass in?
Yeah, so no, I didn't port. They destroyed my pad. But yeah, so you did like this speech to the alliance saying that fun is more important, just kind of like you just did. So I took you seriously, and I tried to teleport between Ultimate and Luigi, which are big base. So I use all of mass durability and a good amount of his troop, trying to teleport between Ultimate and Luigi. And as I was doing that, the Alliance and the guilds, they was very okay with it. I started seeing flag drops so we could do it with less durability and kill even more troops. And everyone was making pads. That was super fun. And I don't know what Tax was thinking at first, but it wasn't achieving anything. There was absolutely no point in doing that apart from wasting durability. But I didn't make it. They didn't allow me to teleport. So yeah.
But that's it. Just have fun. That's what it comes down to. Now, don't get me wrong. Again, like you had said earlier, yes, we are competitive. Would we be doing goofy stuff like that, if we were more at a 50-50 chance of taking the world center and all that? Probably not. We would still be focused on pushing a certain gauge, shield wall in certain areas. But again, like I said earlier, if you guys were listening when I was talking about that, we pretty much already accepted our loss this season.
Yeah.
And instead of surrendering, let's just have fun. Who cares if we lose the troops? They come back. Who cares if we lose a gate or, unfortunately, even a capital? Not saying we want to. We're actually fighting to keep it, and we're doing pretty good at it, but we've already won first in our faction. So it's like, don't let your ego get in the way of just having fun. Just that's I don't know. I guess that's BXM's biggest thing. We just want to have fun.
Yeah, there is absolutely no point in having any troop left at the end of a season. You are making your
Exactly.
troops to use it during the season, and they come back for free. So if you still have troops at the end of the season, that's sad. Take a pilot.
Exactly. No, and I agree. I agree. You know, pilots are a real big thing in the game. And if you guys don't know what pilots are, it's pretty much a friend or somebody that you can trust. Keyword trust. Please, please, because I don't like losing my troops. Man, such a liar. Such a liar. That's the homie Mass. See, another BXM member. Damn, I don't even know what I was saying now. I looked at Mass. I don't know. I
Yeah,
just had a brain fart. I'm sorry.
yeah, burn troops, all that, and yeah, mass base is useless against whales that are currently spending, unfortunately.
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, it's even getting to the point where, you know, our base here, the Aztecon base is, I mean, it's incredibly strong. Let me be very, very clear. We dump stupid, crazy amounts of money into it.
Uh-huh.
But compared to Ultimate or compared to like a Bevins or a Mars, we still can't even, I don't want to say we can't compete because we can. We're not a bunch under him, but I mean, there's times it's taken me 2-3 hits to knock one of his APCs off, and we are
Yeah.
spending insane amounts of money to keep our base as relevant as possible.
Yeah.
So, the gaps are ridiculous.
So to fight super base, you will need more durability than them, or to have a team that is at your level, or some strategy. So how can we do that? Like yesterday, would you have an advice for yesterday me, as in mass base, trying to teleport at the capital? What could I have done to really bother tax? Apart making a pad, what could I have done as a big spender base, but not a super base? What can we do? If I had unlimited support from the guild, what could I have done?
What could you have done to get that pad right where you wanted it, you're saying?
Yeah. Or maybe not a pad, but anything that I could have done to actually bother those two bases. Because there are two super bases at our capital. Their support is far away. Half damage reduction, all that. They have limited durability, those super base. There must be something that I can do, right? We have all our team next to it.
One of the biggest things is getting the super base to divert their attention, meaning there's multiple things going on at multiple points, or let's say you have a pad going somewhere, or they have a pad going somewhere, and they're sending multiple APCs to that pad, or that destination, let's call it.
Mm-hmm.
A super base is generally easier to break at that point because likely they're going to send their strongest APCs either, again, to the destination, let's call it pad gate, this, which therefore are then going to be easier to break. And then it comes down to the T9, T11 thing. Again, be very clear, we are not on Ultimate's level, but we have actually broken Ultimate a few times this season due to us using T11 and having T9 in the base. Again, not saying we're his level, because we're not. Ultimate is a complete beast. Shouts out to him. That base is freakishly strong. But to counter some of these big bases as a big base or a spender, it takes a lot of luck as well. You don't know if he has T11 set or T10 set. You really don't know if he has a pilot on. There's times that we've actually zeroed Luigi, who is actually another, pretty much neck and neck with Ultimate almost. And we've zeroed Luigi a handful of times on the map because he didn't have a pilot on, and he's just sitting in a random spot trying to push himself forward as an anchor, but then logs off and just... Again, I don't know what's going on in his real life, but he's not there to refill his troops. So then it's easier to... He said Ultimate can go off himself.
But put rally point beside World Center. We didn't reach World Center, but we could have done that, like trying to make a pad, put a rally point in the middle, and then you have all your allies using protection status, because we are closer to swap tiles around the pad. Why not? All guild at once. Swapping tiles.
I agree. I've seen that happen many times. People will drop a rally point right there at the World Center and, just spread, or just a last minute attack, drop it with a couple hundred K left of it. And they just do one big send, because by the time the enemy even takes the rally point away, everything's already hit the World Center. And
Yeah,
It's just become a gamble at that point.
in last 5 minutes of World Center, when you assure World Center will be done in 5 minutes, you put a rally point here and you have everyone hitting it. Yeah, that's
Correct. Yep.
right.
So I mean,
Let's see
definitely a good idea.
YGL
Who
do
said
that.
that? Oh yeah. I mean, definitely a good idea, and it has definitely been a used strategy
Yeah.
before. Again, unfortunately, we were locked out of World Center this season. Our top bases just couldn't compete with the North's top bases, and
Mm.
again, this is just what we felt like in the South. They had a lot more spread of active alliances, among the field than we did.
Yeah.
We had great allies. To be very, very clear, we had great allies, but it was tough for us this season. I'll be very honest.
So, oh yeah, say YYB did this. So putting the rally point next to World Center, then casting 100 miles. So that's actually really far, really, really smart. YYB, which state is that? Do you know them? I don't know them.
Is that a newer state like the 1100, 1200s, or
Maybe.
yeah? I would
YYB.
say I don't know them personally.
But,
Unfortunately.
but that's smart. Definitely smart.
Sure.
Yeah, but try now to Kid World Center. This is kind of hurting my feeling as a BXM pilot. So no, just kidding. But what could have been done differently in this season though? Because it was a
redo the
follow season. Yeah.
What? I mean, I guess I can at least throw out options of what I feel like would have been better. Doesn't mean it would have been better. This was a tough matchup. Again, with Ultimate and Luigi being levels above Canada and Polar, and then Mayor and Shin being levels above me and Haven. That right there was tough because a lot falls on the anchor bases, porting them forward, holding the reins, holding certain gates and things like that. But it's not fully dependent on that. So what we could have done different, I feel like that could have gave us a different outcome is possibly sending UBB as a guild by themselves with maybe like NWL as a merge, BXM merging with SOL possibly going up one side.
Yes, so many people follow the map, but just for that, it's actually a question that all the alliances have when they start a season, kinda. So when you start a season, you have a certain amount of alliances, and we are going to have a merge. So do you merge the top two alliances together to have a super monster guild, or do you separate the top two alliances to make two separate strong guild? And that is a question that is coming to all leader every beginning of season. So this season, BXM merged with UBB. So that is merging the two top alliances of the faction together, right?
Yep. Now, but if you look at the North, the two top in the North merged together, Tax and Jazz. And then LNG was the third top alliance, whereas we didn't really have a third top alliance. So that gave them the benefit of merging their top two to go one side and then leaving the third top one to go the opposite side, which essentially, kind of screws us. What do we do? Do we merge our top two to go against their top two? But then what do we do on the other side? It kind of leaves us. It was a rough one. This season was definitely a rough one in terms of matchmaking and just, power and strength differences of top bases and activity levels. And
can I tell you something I would have done different, even if we are in live with people watching?
No, of course, please. Yeah. Hey, at this point, it's all opinion driven. Yeah, what would you have done different? Of course.
So okay, I think so. There is this decision to take about the merge. And there is a decision to take about, as a faction, do we try for both sides or do we focus only on one side? And I think the thing is, all those choices are valid, but splitting the alliance 100-100 is a mistake. Like, if you are going to split 100-100, give both of them a merge and try to handle both sides. If you merge UBB and BXM, then yes, the other side is lost. And that's okay, because you actually have to take this decision when the map open and you see we are outnumbered. They have more leadership teams. They have more teams with competitive experience. So we are
Correct.
kind of fucked matchmaking wise. It's a good
Yep.
matchmaking, but also in leadership is nowhere matching. So
Correct. Correct.
as you are fucked, you can only focus on one side. You cannot win both sides. So you should
agree.
focus 100% on one side, and you leave like small things on the other side just to keep them distracted, you know? And even if you don't distract them and they take jazz, tax, LNG on the same side, so what? You have full power, you have a full guild, you don't have this running out of durability, losing tiles because you only have 100 players that are close enough to tile and they are all out of durability. You have 200 players, you know?
And you know what? I don't disagree with that because at the end of the day, what we tried didn't work. You know, I was very impressed with the team. You know, we were 100 over here, 100 over here, and we still held our ground 100 versus 200 on this side and 100 versus 200 on this side. Yes, we did ultimately lose, but, you know, we were never disconnected from the capital. We had our shot. Were we unlucky it didn't get last hit? Yes. We actually had a base anchored to the other side of the capital. Never disconnected. Unlucky didn't get last hit. And that's 100 versus 200 on each side. So I was very impressed with the team's pushing power, but durability was the biggest issue we faced this season because, again, 1 versus 200, do the math on tiles and durability and, you know, batteries and all that. We were always getting out tiled. We were always getting pushed back. We could never clean them efficiently like we wanted to because, you know, what looked like to us, they wouldn't stop. Well, no, they have twice as many people. So, of course, they're not stopping yet. They haven't ran through even half of their power because they have double the amount of people that are tiling, whereas we don't. So, had we stayed a 200 guild, I can't imagine what we would have done because, again, I seen what we did as 100 and 100, which, again, I'm proud of the team. I think they did great.
Yeah.
You know, the performances were great, but I do feel like we were very stinted, meaning we were very handicapped, you know, trying to think of the word to use, but we didn't have enough is more or less what it was, being 100 on each side is what it came down to.
Yeah, someone in the chat says communication, and I don't really agree with that. I think it's like if we are looking at the map, so many alliance will do that, looking at the map and being like, okay, how do we get this target? How do we get this target? How do we get this target? And
Right.
if you reverse it and you're like, okay, which places are we okay to lose? And you take this awful, really hard decision to say, okay, let's lose West and win East. And this is really hard, but you take the decision about what you lose instead of on how to win, how to get a chance at each target is gonna get you lose if you are underpopulated compared to the other side.
Exactly. No, and I hear you. You're right. You're right.
So, Mass is how much does true power factor into Eden matchmaking? Yeah.
We were just talking about that a minute ago.
Yeah, it's not
It's
a
a
big
tough
deal.
one, bro, because like we were saying a minute ago, remember last season with, I think that was last season, wasn't it, Mel, ZZ7?
Yeah, we had 200 G difference with
Exactly.
enemy side.
So I think a lot of it goes nowadays, bro. I mean, I'm not saying it's not a factor. I wish we could get a dev in the live stream full blown say,
Yeah.
this is exactly how it goes. This is word for word, key for key, what we do. But I mean, they tell us how the matchmaking goes. They tell us what they rank off of, but they'll say, oh, we rank off power. We rank off Baneblade stars. We rank off this, we rank off that. Well, that really doesn't tell us much because why is the matchmaking still so out of this world half the time that we see in some of these matchups, you know? So I don't know. That's a tough one to say. I don't think anybody really does know. Hell, I don't even know if the devs know nowadays.
We just really see that the amount of big base is a big factor now, right? Because you say you can actually see which base match which base on each side. You said it earlier, like naming the exact names. So
yeah, like you got Ultimate Luigi. Well, then on our side you have Polar Bear, Canada, and then the next two down you have Mayor and Shin, whereas you have me and Haven, and then you go down from there. You have Porky, whereas you have Mass, and then there's a few other ones like Rip and Q. Well, then you still also have Carlos and Alex over there. So it's like the bases have their mirror matches, give or take, which again, that's another thing though is the spending though. Someone like Ultimate, Shin, Luigi, their spending is so ridiculous. I don't think Mayor is a massive spender like what he used to. I don't know if it was a pilot that took over or if he just logs every once in a blue moon.
It's Christmas season, so it's not the same people on the base than usual. Like on every map, you see that.
True. So, and that's another thing, with Christmas, it was a really tough one as well, with I know probably most people in here do celebrate. I know some may
Merry
not.
Christmas, Convict.
Merry Christmas as well, of course, to everybody in the chat, of course. BXM was a very heavy Christmas, alliance, I guess. I know I said that weird, but a lot of us in BXM celebrate Christmas is how I should have worded it. So around the Christmas time, it got a little tough because, again, we want to go travel. We want to see our families. We want to spend time with them because as a big alliance, we're already dedicated so much time into the gosh darn game that, when it comes down time to family time, I know me, when I go to see, like, if I go to visit my mom or something, she's ready to cut my head off if she sees me on my game. Just because she already knows the game. She's, seen me on it before when I went to visit her and things like that. And just, you want to give your family the time. So, yeah, things like Christmas can definitely be a big alteration on the season.
Yeah. We talked about battle, but I'm going to jump topic again because we talked about battle and how it is hard to break those big bases, whether they spend Christmas with the game or not. And I was curious about the APC you use because you have all heroes, right?
Correct.
So you have all heroes, all with the decent reconstruction and part and all that, I guess?
Correct.
So I'm curious if you have like some advice. So what APC you are going to use personally and for different use. So like for attacking base, you broke ultimate once or twice. Yes?
Correct.
How did you do that?
It comes down to you can have a stronger or you can have a weaker base than your enemy. Now it can't be considerably weaker. The enemy can't have 7k might and you have 2k might. I'm sorry, but I don't care what you do, you're not going to break him. He can have T1s and you can have T11s. You're still not going to break him.
Oh no! I wanted. Oh no! Okay. So how you do this?
So ultimately, a lot of it comes down to counters. Okay, so like for instance on Ultimate, yes, a huge factor was T9 versus T11, but had I just used one APC of T11, I would not have got through to him because his counter would have still stopped the one I used. Now, as most people know, vehicles are countered by shooters. Shooters are countered by fighters. Fighters are countered by vehicles. Okay. So these are big things to know when attacking tiles or bases. If they have a fighter APC out there, generally speaking, now it still can depend on which vehicle APC you use to break that fighter one. Some are generally better than others, but I won't get into details of every APC setup and every combo. I'm just going to keep it simplified with, the 3 combos. But if there's a fighter APC that is sitting on that tile and I know that, I'm going to send a vehicle APC, generally speaking. Now, to Ultimate. Ultimate was using the Skull APC, which is a shooter APC for his defense queue, or at least the first in line, I should say. So what I would do is I would time APCs to not hit directly the exact split second, but to still hit within or less than 1 second of each other. Meaning, so he had shooters to begin with. I would have my fighter APC crash his base first. Boom. That immediately drops his shooter APC down. So then my vehicle APC can then pass through because, again, his shooters would combo my vehicle, or counter, I meant, not combo. His shooters would counter my vehicle. But if their shooter APC is broken half, it's not going to stop as effectively and I can move through. So then now my fire APC is going as far as it can go before it stopped, has taken out 2 or 3 of his APCs. Now my vehicle can come in, pass the counter APCs, and then at that point, effectively go through the rest of his base.
Okay, so
Now again,
yeah.
T9 versus T11 helped, but T9 can still stop T11 with effective counters, though.
Yeah. So like many people they have understood and try and manage to time it, like synchronizing the APC, so all the APC arrive at the same time. But you say on top of that, on top of this synchronizing APC, you are not exactly synchronizing, but you are sending them so they hit in order to counter all the APCs inside the base that you have identified before.
Exactly, because it's not all about hitting at the same time, because you send three at the same time. Well, if he's got a shooter APC as his first APC and your vehicle APC that could essentially do a buttload of damage to his base, it's stopped if that's the first one that hits on your 3-timed or 2-timed APC attack. That's stopped immediately, rendering ineffective. Well, then next thing you know, your fighter APC hits and only goes through half the base. You know, but again, you don't want to spread your APCs to hit more than a second apiece, because they can just sit there just smashing auto deploy and they're refilling. So you still want all your APCs to hit within a split second of each other.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's luck, you know, getting that split second. Sometimes you may have to send a few times to get that exact order. But essentially, it's knowing his setup. And like when I broke Ultimate, I had to hit him a handful of times to see his order of APCs, at least the first 2 or 3, before I knew how I could at least hopefully effectively counter him. And I ended up breaking him, I think, that night, like 2, maybe 4 times, I think, when he was sitting there. I couldn't, unfortunately, zero him. I ran out of T11s, and, you know, again, he's a stronger base than me, so my T9s just really weren't going to go and break his, even with counters being used to fully go through the entire base. But yeah, counters are huge, you know, and then stacking your counters split second of each other to effectively get through the base. That's where scouting really comes into handy. You know, a lot of people they'll use anti-scout, but a lot of people don't understand the true effect of scouting a base still, because if you want to break that base, it's huge to know the lineup of that base.
Yeah, scouting is not just to say hello to friends. Yeah.
Correct.
So I hear that and I understand it, and at the same time I wonder, can I do this on mass base? Like right now I'm using an emulator that is super laggy, for instance. So if I'm laggy, I won't manage to do that. I still need a good connection, I guess, and practice to do it like many times. Is there somewhere I could practice that is not using Alt 11 of mass?
Are you asking, is there somewhere you could practice to actually try that out?
Yeah. Practice to send in order within a split second. That sounds hard to do. And we don't want to use all our durability practicing in Eden.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, you can, but you also want to test on a big base to see if it's even effective, that it's going to get you through. Because of course you can test on the farm, have someone on the farm hitting auto deployed. Did you make it through in the time that you wanted, or did you make it through with the APCs lined up in number how you wanted to before they were effectively able to hit auto deploy or autofill? You could still do things like that, but essentially you want to see if that would actually make it through. That's a tough one to say, because you kind of have to find a base your level or bigger that is going to allow you to hit them while testing something like that out, you know? So is it possible? Yes. Probably easier on a season like almost kind of where we're sitting. I bet I could probably message Ultimate and be like, hey, bro, you guys know you won. You mind testing out some hits for a minute? I guarantee he'd say yeah, you know? But in the heat of the battle, and probably generally that's not something that you can just easily go test.
Yeah, I can see that. But as I'm on mass base and I saw that he's exchanging nice message with Ultimate, I can probably pretend to be man, they seem to have a bromance starting, so we're fine. Okay, I want to try that. I want to try that.
That's just, it comes down to that. It comes down to timing, hitting a split second in between the timed hit of all within 1 second, but knowing which APC hits first to counter the APC that they're going to hit next, essentially.
Okay. So for attacking, you said you will use APCs that counter, and at the moment, what you talked mostly about shooter, vehicle, fighters. I saw recently we had a fighter APC with Emma that was countering the Rick and Negan vehicle APC, which was messing that up. But this is not the best vehicle APC anymore. So what APCs did you use for your time attack on Ultimate?
So the two that I use right now, I can definitely say this. The APC lineups are actually pretty decent in the game. A lot of seasons, you'll have that one APC that is just completely dominant meta, wrecking everything in its path. Counters don't do nothing to it. I think we're in an era right now to where that's not true. There's not just one single APC that's doing everything. I'm catching myself using a lot of counters to make it, even with bases my size and even slightly smaller. If I'm 200, 300, 400 might more than this person, but I send a vehicle at his shooters, I still lose, even though I'm somewhat considerably stronger. So what I use personally to break Ultimate was my main fighter one I use, which is I may not remember their names exactly, but it's the medic lady, Clan Elite.
Okay.
And then the new Thunderbolt guy, the football player looking guy.
So
Not
Emma, Clan Elite, Thunderbolt Beater.
You say that again? Sorry.
Emma, Clan Elite, and Thunderbolt Beater.
Yes. Correct. Yep. And then I timed that one to hit first because I knew, like I said, the Skull APC, which was the bubblegum lady. I don't remember. Again, I know the heroes when I see them.
Wait, bubblegum lady is Annie, but I think you have Speedstar with Skull, maybe.
Yeah, because there's two Annies. There's the old Annie Azure Dart, or not Dart. Dart was a vehicle. Annie.
No, there's shooter Annie, but it's a Speedstar. Speedstar is a new one.
Speedster. I'm sorry. Yep.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Yes, Speedster. It's her, and then this
Skull.
Skull, and either Rose or Deathborn. A lot of people are using Deathborn now because Rose went into the vehicle APC.
Yeah, Rose is very needed everywhere.
Oh yeah. So he was using the Deathborn, Skull, and Speedster APC. So I hit him first with my fighter. And then a split second right after, I ended up hitting him with a new combo that just came out. It's the Spark, the nun lady.
Wait, Spark? You mean? Oh yeah, Spark Fox, AZ, yeah. And
yes, Spark Fox.
Dark Sister.
Dark Sister, thank you. And then Rose.
And Rose.
Correct. So that is the APC that actually made it all the way through.
Yeah, that's a new top vehicle APC.
And again, that APC would not have made it through, though, had I not broke his first defense queue or class APC, whatever he had first at that point. Had that not broke it, my vehicle APC likely either A, would have stopped at that first APC, or that first APC would have done so much considerable amount of damage that it only would have made it through halfway. Whereas then my fighter APC probably still would not have made it through the rest of the way because I hadn't broke his vehicle APC down the road yet.
Yeah, okay. So you had a plan to send the shooter APC after the vehicle APC in case it didn't work, or did you just go with those two APCs?
At that point, I was already running low on durability, so I only just sent them two, and I was happy enough it worked. Now, would I have still used the shooter APC had I had good durability, enough T11 to actually use effectively? 100% I would. 100%. Let's say his vehicle APC would have been second in line. Well, obviously, fighter first, boom, I break his first. Split second later, my shooter, let's say, is going to hit to break his second, which is his vehicle. And then hopefully my vehicle can clean up the rest that's in his base.
So your shooter APC is same Speedstar, Skull, Deathborn?
Deathborn, yeah. I used Deathborn as a last because Rose I ended up putting in my vehicle APC.
Yeah. So with this new hero, Dark Sister is played with AZ and Rose. So you obviously took Rose from the shooter APC and replaced her with Deathborn. And you took AZ from your Rick and Negan APC. Are Rick and Negan benched, or do you still use Rick and Negan but with another first row?
Yeah, so I actually seen some of the enemies using a lineup, and it actually works pretty good because I didn't want to bench Rick and Negan because they
Yeah.
have great freaking recons with them. I have great armor on them,
Hmm.
everything like that. So I run Angel. It's Angel on the Battlefield, I think is the name. It's
Yeah.
Angel Rick Negan as a full vehicle APC.
Yeah, that's good to have multiple vehicle APC when you are doing like a really hard tile fight and you have to be fast and at multiple places at the same time.
Correct.
So,
Correct. So yeah, so no, I didn't bench Rick and Negan for a while. I did though, to be honest, until I seen that combo. And then once I seen that combo, I essentially started using them again.
yeah, that's also what I use. So I'm happy to see that I feel validated.
Yeah, it seems like it's a pretty decent APC. Again, it's not my go-to when it comes to the vehicles. I still use the Fox Dark Sister Rose as my main vehicle
Uh-huh.
APC nowadays, but it's still a good APC. It still holds up, all that good stuff.
So we talked about 4 of your APCs, right? Emma Clan Elite Thunderbolt Beater, your main fighter APC. AZ Dark Sister Rose is your top vehicle APC. You have Speedstar Skull Deathborn as your best shooter APC. Angel Rick Negan is like your second best vehicle APC, but you still have 2 other APC. So if you are fighting or something, what do you have in defense queue? Like, let's say you are under attack, you keep all your APCs inside. So you have 6 APC in season. What is your
So
defense
another
queue?
APC I send out, this isn't the defense queue,
Mm-hmm.
but the one I use and send out a lot just because where I'm at with yesterday tech, my fighters have the most. So I run Hunk, Shadow Soul. Shadow and Soul are 2 SP heroes.
Shadowy Man and Revive Soul.
Yep. Shadowy Man and Revive Soul. There you go. So
Okay.
that'll be my 5th APC is Hunk, Shadow, Soul. And then if I'm about to be attacked, I'll set a defense queue up with I go old school, to be honest with you, because it's still a great APC. Yes, it's not the top meta anymore, but through attrition, as a lot of people used to use the word back in the day, setting this as the last APC usually stops people. I still run
Mm-hmm.
with the tuner APC.
Which one do you put in defense queue?
Tuner.
You
I set
put
my tuner in
tuner,
defense.
tuner in
Yep.
defense queue.
Yeah, and I know it's not a bullet
Uh-huh.
sponge, as a lot of people like to call, like the fighters can be, and all that sort of stuff. But where the defense queue is nowadays versus the upgrades and barracks and things of that nature, more troops per barrack. See, back in the day, the defense queue used to be a lot stronger than everything else around.
Yeah, so I was switching my top APC to defense queue when I was under attack and tanking. Now I cannot tank anymore, but I used to switch best APC to defense queue. Now you say it's not
Essentially,
worth it,
that
no?
used to be the thing. Yes, your defense
Ah,
queue used to be. Now, I'm not saying you don't have a slightly little bit more amount of buffs, maybe,
and
but you have a
troops.
considerable less amount of troops in your
Ah,
defense queue now than you do with, let's say, well, now this is
ah.
speaking if you're maxing out your barracks and you're doing things like that, because as the game keeps growing, the defense queue essentially almost stayed where it was, and the
Mm-hmm.
class APCs and APCs and things like that kept growing more troop mounts, counts like that. So, do you want 15% more might, or do you want 30, 40,000 more troops? Well, to me, 30, 40,000 more troops. Again, I
Yeah.
don't quote me exact numbers, but the class APC is honestly more viable in my eyes than your defense queue nowadays.
Yeah, I get that. I see in the chat Max saying it was a good fight by BXM, even if we're not in World Center. That's nice.
Yeah,
Thank you,
much
Max.
appreciated, brother. Max, which alliance are you in, man?
I see in his name 988, so I guess it might be his state number 988. I don't remember seeing that on the map.
No, I seen the 900s. I think they're with that's not I don't know. Actually, I'd have to check. I don't remember what state is mayor in them in.
Oh, yes,
Wait.
Mayor 988. That sounds right, right?
Maybe it is. So I think that might be
Maybe we are
Joss.
wrong.
Yes, Joss. I'm the real MJ. But But yeah, no, hey, much appreciated, brother. 100%. Shouts out to you too, for sure.
LNG.
LNG. Okay, yep, there we go.
Okay.
LNG.
Um,
Yeah, it was definitely a good fight, man. I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, we're not scared to admit we definitely lost that map, but
mhm.
we're still playing. We're still having fun. We have no
Oh,
direction to want to give up, no direction to want to surrender. We're just gonna keep fighting and having fun.
I will manage
That's
to make
really
this
what it's all
bad.
about. You what?
I will manage to make this bad. I will burn all of my troops.
Hey, that's the goal. Might as well burn them all up.
Like, I have another question about APCs for you, because now I know we don't see behind me. I will show better at the end of the stream. I've written on the stream all the APC you named. I don't know, kind of using the same, so I'm happy. But for forcing tiles, because you are a big base, so you had to take all the top level composite tiles at the beginning. So what kind of APC do you use to force tiles in winter, where it goes up to level 21?
Well, weirdly to say, and again, this is just being completely upfront and honest. I started off using a tile forcing APC, but I can just send the vehicle APC cut down to just a few troops, and I still take it nowadays. So I don't think me as a big base can effectively answer that one, because once you get to a certain level of strength, you can just take a tile 16 all the way up to dang near 19, 20. I know not the 21 maybe, and we can take them at minus 70 with really almost ease, if not maybe worst case 2 hits.
Okay.
But I know the main one was gosh, again, because I don't even use them as much anymore because I just really don't need them. But it was
Thunder
Sven in the
Flash
middle.
No, Sven
Mech
is not
Pilot.
useful for winter. So if you have
Maybe
been using Sven,
no, maybe it wasn't Sven. Oh, it was a Mech Pilot was in it, right? Flash.
and Thunder.
Yep, that's okay. Maybe
Thunder
that's what it is.
Flash
That sounds
Mech.
familiar.
Thunder Flash Mech was already the top APC for forcing tiles in previous season. I haven't found out any new APC with the new heroes, but I was asking you because I thought that would be crazy if it's still same APC seasons after, and we have so many good heroes that have been released. But for tiles, it seems to be still the same then.
Correct. It comes down to might. The more might you have, the more damage you have, the more things like that. You can just really wipe a tile out easily at this point. So again, me as the bigger base, it's kind of hard to answer that as what's the best tile forcing APC. I would still stand behind the Thunder Flash Mech though, because I do revert to that when it comes to like the 21s and stuff like that. I shoot down to I think it's like a 1K troops on the first line, and then like 100 and 100 on
1K,
the next 2 lines.
100. Yeah.
I believe so. 1K, 100, 100, which I see some people are like, hey man, we use even less than that. Because that's a big thing. You never want to send a full APC when you're forcing a tile. You lose way too many troops. It's not worth it.
I see in the chat Mikey asking who you are. Obviously, we already introduced you, so I just want to remind people in the chat that above his head there is the base on the chat. So this is this base. This base here, Asta, Con, Forju, BXM, 3 billion troops power, and 90 billion kills. 3 billion, how much power do you have outside of season when you are full troops?
Into the season will probably be around 7 billion. I think we started at like 6.8, maybe 6.9 area. So easily over 7 billion troops by the time this season's done.
Okay, so you are halfway done killing all your troops.
Yep.
Good job.
And we still have, I think, 16, 17 days left of the season, roughly.
Yeah. We have time. Yeah. We have time to fight, to kill, to die many times, to go to desert, little trip under the sun.
So yes, I play in the Doom as my boss. Nice. I was wondering if Mikey was Mikey from RSU. I'm guessing not then possibly.
From
But if not,
RSU.
nice to meet you, Mikey.
Last season, Knuckles was at 12 billion power. Oh.
Oh yeah, them guys are insane. Knuckles, I mean heck, gosh dang it, why am I having a blank?
Yeah.
Mike? Super Mike?
Super
Right?
Mike.
That's the name, Super Mike. Yeah. Isn't he like freaking 15 bill or something like that?
Ah.
I think he's insane, if I remember right.
Yeah,
If
that's
anybody
so
has
big
time,
base.
what
Ju-
state are they in now? 21
just
or 23?
just too bad that Super Mike and Knuckles are on the same map on opposite side but decided not to fight. Just too bad.
Correct.
So all those troops trained for nothing. They must be so sad
Well,
and have no purpose in their life.
actually, speaking of,
I took the troops, right?
we have somebody in BXM that's 15G power.
We have that?
Polar Bear. Polar Bear.
Um, did he kill his troop correctly or did he train them for nothing? Let's see. 14 billion troops power
Yes,
left.
he still has 14 billion.
But he already used like at least 1 billion power troops, right?
Yeah, no, and Polar Bear's a super cool guy. I believe he's Russian. He unfortunately doesn't use a pilot, from my understanding, so he doesn't play as much as some of the other ones, but still a super cool guy.
The question: do you guys think no one would want to fight TW6 now? No, I don't.
One-on-one, probably not. Ultimately, TW6, I mean, man, they got Bash and now they got Ryu, they got was it ITK or something like that.
Yeah,
And then mixed with the TW6 players, High Tech, Mars,
Ryu.
Mike, gosh, all them players. So one-on-one, no, nobody's probably going to stand a
Yeah,
chance. But
even us. I mean, for Oblivion, we figured out like when TW6 is gonna play Oblivion, and we would try to prefer another time to play Oblivion, just not to fight them, because it's not fun when the gap is so wide. We can still try to find fun in losing, sure, but when the gap is so wide, it's harder to find fun, harder when you cannot give hope to the team.
correct. And I mean, even in Eden, ABC will probably cut down as well. People are tired of facing TW6. No, I agree, because ultimately ABC was the only one, at least in my opinion, that could face TW6. And now with TW6 kind of overpowering the map. Now again, there's also other factors that went into play with the NKC supposedly not working with their own team. Again, I'm not on that map, so I don't want to speak on it. But I really don't know who can face TW6 anymore, which is really going to probably screw TW6 in the long run, because again, they're going to have to stack so many top alliances against TW6,
Yeah.
which is going to probably just screw TW6 in matchmaking. They're going to have no allies, no nothing against AVC, NKC type alliances, a BXM type alliance. They're going to have 3 or 4 powerhouses against them just to kind of match up the power, because they have so many big bases.
But in the meantime, you say that, and I think, oh wow, that would be fun. Because
it would. I mean,
one
I can't
versus
imagine
one.
having another big alliance with us like that. It's been a while. UBB is a big alliance still. Don't get me wrong. We have a great secondary alliance with us this season, but it's been a long time since we've had another alliance with us that has the close to max bases like what we contain. I think the last time was season ago, P1F, which they're not P1F anymore. We had Deadpour with us, and
oh yes,
I don't know if he is anymore. Deadpour used to be one of the top close to max bases in the game, close to. He was a very, very feared base for quite a while. And we actually had P1F with us, which was a super freaking great matchup, because, Deadpour alone, he's one of them bases that are hard to move. So TW6 versus XZC could be fun. I don't know. I mean, XZC, I know they got some big boys, don't get me wrong, but XZC, I still think would even need another alliance or so to help them, because I don't think in comparison they have the Mars base, the Basha base, I mean, they have a big base like that, but I don't think they have them in the numbers that they have them.
Yeah,
I mean, you
especially.
guys got to think Ryu, Basha, Mars, Super Mike, these four bases will fart 100 grand and not even think about it. I don't know how many bases XZC has that are like that.
Especially now that TW6 and NW merge, this is even harder because they merge also leadership. So they are not anymore solely relying on power. They have a good leadership team, all that. But yes, we were saying 1v1, the one wants to fight TW6, but the matchmaking, like you said, might get them against a stacked faction. So actually, they might have good fights ahead, just alone.
Exactly. Now, New York, I see. Okay, I got a couple questions, and I'll answer that. Hold on, let me go back. Let me scroll up if you don't mind 1 second. Sam said, buy the, yeah, Mars is for sale. I have been hearing that actually. No, he said Mayer wasn't that buff this season, right? No, so Mayer actually, so the season prior, we actually fought Jazz 2 seasons in a row just now, or Jazz, if I may. And last season, Mayer was, gosh dang, almost untouchable.
He was everywhere.
Oh my gosh, but this season, I actually surpassed Mayer in some aspects. It looked like he kind of caught back up, but there was not the massive gap that there was last season. This season, I pretty much stayed neck and neck with him, and actually, like I said, started passing him in some aspects. I think either A, he stopped spending what he was, or B, just spending, probably B, just not spending what he was, or a pilot is running him now with the leftover inventory that he may have had. Because from my understanding, Mayer was not scared to spend and max the base almost immediately. He said, I asked him, bro, I got one question for you. How much have you spent on the base? Okay, that's a tough question, because we didn't build this base from start. This base was actually built by one of LSS's one of LSX's biggest whales that they had back in the day, and that was J888. And most people may recognize Jay's name from TPI, State 311, which again, that's where BXM was born, and myself. He was, again, I think it was in one of the preview videos I just watched a middle too. I was speaking about Jay, one of the most humble whales you've probably ever met. No ego, no calling people out names. No, I mean, I never seen an angry moment by that guy. And that guy, before we even bought the base, I mean, over $1 million, $1.5 million maybe he put into it. I mean, I seen the crypto store alone. He's got like, I think $750,000 he dropped just in crypto once crypto dropped. And then we bought the base for, around the 50K range. And then how much we've dropped since then? Oh my gosh, a lot, a freaking lot. I mean, I don't know. I don't even want to throw out a number and be completely off, but I could just say a lot. I mean, we've surpassed the 200K range, especially over the seasons of playing. I mean, it's a lot. So I can't really put a number, but I can say the base as a full, I mean, I could probably easily say has, what, $1.5, $2 million into this base. I mean, mostly, again, from Jay, but it's nothing to spend a couple $1 million as a max top base nowadays. I can't imagine the bank statements. New York actually just showed something of, I won't call out the name if anybody wants to say it, they can, but I just seen a spending list of a top base of one of LSS's biggest bases. And I mean, 20K one day, $20,000, 5,000 the next day, 10,000 the next day, 3,000 the next day, another 18,000 the next day. Like, it's yeah. And he said, hell no, more than that. And he's probably right. Again, me saying that I've seen the $750,000 just in crypto. Well, they didn't drop the crypto right away. That was years after LSS was born or made, I should say. And J888 was spending, I mean, insane amounts of money before crypto even dropped. So again, shoot, the base we have probably has 3-4 million, and I probably wouldn't even be surprised into it. Yeah, exactly, right there. He said it might even have 8 million plus, and it's insane because it's almost an unbelievable number. Like
Yeah.
really, $8 million.
It's not something you can tell to people who are not in the game and they take you seriously. That doesn't happen. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, so this base, and then again, we don't spend what Jay spends. You know, we don't have Jay money, but we definitely spend quite a bit, and we do our best to keep it up. But the game is just evolving so rapidly with the money that's needed. That's why bases like Jay, bases like MiG, bases like I mean, I could keep naming them, but that's why they keep quitting and walking away because you know they eventually look and they're like, man, I've spent millions and millions of dollars on a mobile game, and it's taking all my time, let alone taking my money. And he said, asked I brought a lottery ticket of Mega Million. If I win, I'll try to hunt you, bro. Hey, well, much love, brother. You know, I do hope you win, so I definitely don't want to give bad juju. But if you do win, just come join BXM, man, with that base. How's that sound, bro? Don't hunt me. But no, good luck to you, though, man, honestly. I'm an optimistic person, you know. He said, I heard your rapper name was Jason. Yeah, Tigra. That's another one I see somebody said. Tigra base just left, which that's going to be a wild story at the end of the season. So keep y'all's eyes peeled for that one, I can say.
So yeah, we keep that one suspense for the end of the season. And I see Sam asking, isn't like 8-10K a day a limit? I think there was a limit in the packs you can buy back in the day, but there is no limit anymore, right?
No, oh gosh, no. Devs just let you do what you want, which is why I feel like they created crypto because that's when they put out that gambling notice a few years back. But then they created the crypto to pretty much have a workaround. So the big bases like Mars and Tigra and Meg and all these big money spenders bash and them, they can just spend what they want to max stuff immediately and keep it going. So no, I don't believe there's any limit anymore nowadays. There's workaround.
Sam is also asking, what are the whispers going about the migrations? Any sneak peeks? So we said Tigra sold. And apart from that, I haven't heard about big migrations. Have you?
No, I mean, I know about BXM's migration, but that's about it. I mean, I know the biggest one that just happened was the TW6 and NW. I don't personally know of any big ones about to happen. I know a lot of eyes will be on, kind of like the top 5 strength alliances, because generally speaking, it's kind of how it happens. You don't generally see an alliance out of nowhere just boom go big overnight. You usually see them at a slow growth. So you have like in our range XY or XZC, I believe is how you say their name, AZB, BXM, Tax, and a few others as well that have multiple big bases. Generally you'll see them get, other big bases and shuffle around. But again, time will tell. I don't personally know of any. The only one I know of BXM's migration we have set up and coming to us.
There was big migration last season with TW6 and NW merging, but that one actually left some players with actually no plans. So do you know about this? Like all the players that are kind of left over by TW6 and NW, did they manage to find a place within the few days they had left for migrating? Or are they right now, they had a season to organize and maybe something will happen with those players this season?
I mean, I hope so. Again, I wish nothing but good on pretty much the whole community. I hope everybody can find a spot, find, a fun alliance to join if that's what they're looking for, or if they're just looking for a competitive, zero fun alliance, they just want to win all the time. I hope that's what you find if that's what you're looking for. I do know a lot of the players that did get unfortunately left behind in the merge. As you know, Mel, we took on a big chunk of them. Polar Bear, Asdeen, I mean, I could name off, there was like 15, 20 players. We got a nice chunk of them, which are great active players. But in a full where the other chunk went that didn't make the cut, I think a lot of them also went to the state that TW6 and NW Merge went to and created a smaller alliance underneath them. But I think a lot of them just dissipated because I think what's his name, Buddy Osti, I think was his name.
Buddy,
I may be saying that wrong,
he
but
came
he
back
went
in
up to
the
the
600s, like
yep. He went to a higher alliance. I see,
like a little salmon going back to where he's born.
Correct. He said some Koreans were thinking of making a comeback. Old YGL didn't know their name or status. He said, Buddy still plays. Yep. Yeah, YGL, like I said, I will always have much love and respect for YGL because I ended up getting pretty fairly close with Lesser Panda. That ended up becoming a buddy of mine. I mean, we ended up working outside of LSS. I mean, he's a super cool guy, 100%.
Ooh.
Yep, his guild burned Tiger base. Oh, nice. Wait, whose guild burnt Tiger's base? The WSA? Buddy burnt Tiger's base?
Wait, his guild. Oh, it was talking about Buddy, so I guess 9NB. And Hug will break down probably, so after you guys...
Yes, I've seen the cat. It's got the big fluffy fat cat for the profile picture.
Oh yeah.
Yes. That is a incredibly strong base. Low troops, I think, and low kills, but incredibly strong base. I remember when we first migrated to this bracket and we seen that base, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, we found them in Dawn, and we had a crazy Dawn, and we were like, okay, we have to target the big base, and we didn't know how to name it except the cat.
The cat, yep. So I definitely believe that base would have burnt Tigers, just because, again, when you have bases of that status, it really just comes down to counters and T11 versus T9. I mean, a base that size, their T11 is not going to burn another T11 base. It's a fact. Both bases are insanely, incredibly strong. Everything's maxed. Stats are the same. It's going to have to come down to a T9 versus T11, T9 versus T10 maybe, and then counters being worked, split second hitting of a part. And even at that point, when the strengths are that close, it's almost impossible. He said, yeah, but probably the old guy hadn't gotten the hang of Tiger.
Yeah, I cannot comment on that.
No comment. I know the current owner of Tiger is a cool person, 100%. Again, I don't know the situation of when Tiger's base was burnt, but I can say the new owner is definitely somebody that is probably going to keep Tiger's base as maxed as it was to start with. So that base will still probably live the legend that it is.
Yeah. So you mentioned you ended up wait, I lost my question. I found it. Let me take my notes so I can just recover from this. No, we said we would talk about real life, but we actually did, like, not talk about real life, but all this game balance, game life balance, and we actually did. So I think that questions that we had talked about can be kind of skipped, and at the same time, I like to remind all the viewers about game life balance. So how is it going for you this Christmas?
How's it going for me?
Yeah.
Going really well. Got my daughter a whole bunch of stuff that she wanted, a few things that she didn't, just because she's hitting this age now to where, she's 9 years old and she's thinking that she needs crazy expensive name brand, like a $500 backpack and a this and a this and a this. And I'm like, look, baby, daddy will buy you a nice one. I am not going to spend $300, $400, $500 on a backpack. Like, I'm sorry, there's I know me growing up, I definitely did not grow up around money. I definitely grew up where we were pinching pennies and, spamming ramen noodles type of stuff to get by, so I'm a little more fortunate than my parents were. But again, she got a whole bunch of stuff, whole bunch of presents. She's just in that transitional stage now that it's like she
Mm.
doesn't play with toys anymore. She doesn't really do none of that. So it's either technology or super crazy name brand stuff that she wants, and it's kind of finding the balance. But other than that, great Christmas. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm happy I could stream. My Christmas is not the absolute best this year, but my kids are happy. So there's that.
Well, that's good.
But yeah, it's Christmas with the kids is the most important. But sometimes you don't have anything crazy going on for Christmas, and it's just Christmas with kids, and it leaves more time for gaming and relaxing. And I include gaming in relaxing because I don't have my own base to maintain, so it's just fun compared to the rest of the year where I'm running between work and kids and stuff. And now I can just chill a whole evening talking with you. I'm really happy with that.
Nice, nice, nice. Well, I mean, I'm glad that, it was still halfway good for you. Like I said, I'm sorry to hear it wasn't a great Christmas, but
Well,
but
my
yeah,
9
New
years
York, I
old.
mean, I agree.
it,
Christmas nowadays isn't meant for us as much. It's meant for the kids. So
my kid,
I agree.
my 9 years old was happy to get the PS4.
Nice,
No,
nice.
no crying to get PS5. He had PS4 and he was very, very happy. So,
Well, that's good. I'm
well,
glad to hear
now
that.
that I hear you saying that 9 years old wants crazy brand and that, I feel lucky.
Yeah, yeah, she picked out like it's crazy stuff. Plus, she's getting to the stage where she's wanting to just try to start dressing as a teenager and acting as a teenager. And she's only 9 years old, so I'm trying to do my best to halt her from growing too fast now,
Yeah, I think it's you cannot take them back to younger. Mine also, he doesn't care about brands, but he's like taking 30 minutes in the morning to style his hair.
Mhm.
That's crazy. And but at least they can do good at managing farms in La Shelter. Oh.
Oh my gosh, I remember and this is a throwback to anybody that remembers the old players, but if y'all remember, I was speaking about TPI earlier in 311.
Mm-hmm.
There's a base named Coven, Koven.
Mm-hmm.
And if any of y'all remember Coven, super freaking cool guy. Another down to earth whale. He wasn't like a Bash, a Mars, or even Jay whale, but he was a big boy. Definitely a big base. And he had a handful of kids, and all his kids would run his farm bases for him constantly.
Oh, that's good. I was saying that actually I showed my son how to attack zombies back in the day when you had to attack zombies for quest and it was so long and boring.
Oh,
So I showed him how to attack zombies and he figured out that he could attack a base and it was making them burn and that was way more fun. So I realized after
The kids, yep. That's funny though.
when everyone was saying that I was going rogue, I wasn't. So
just letting the kids play and have fun.
yeah, but
That's nice.
yeah, real life and kids having fun more important than not being a rogue. It just happens.
DSLR cam for Xmas gift. Yeah, I know. Kids, my goodness gracious, they're getting expensive as they get older because again, they want the more expensive stuff. They want to. Says kids love fish and ball game. I mean, that's a lot less expensive. I agree, brother, 100%.
Yeah. So
But
how
yeah, man.
how can you like a question? Serious question for a second. So you have your daughter asking you for like a $500 backpack, brand backpack, and you look at her in the eyes and you think about this skin you just bought for maybe $1,000, $2,000 in treasure hunt, and you tell her no for the backpack.
I know, and that's the truth. There's been many times that I've dropped ridiculous amount of the money or ridiculous amounts of money on the game, and then I've sat back and like, man, like imagine if I would have dropped this. I mean, like you said, $1,000 on a treasure hunt, And you know, imagine what I could have bought for my daughter with that. But then I also look at the flip side of it. You
Mhm.
know, if my daughter asked me for a $500 book bag and I just went out and bought it for her,
Yeah.
what is that teaching her? What is
Yeah.
that teaching her? That she really has to have the $500 book bag because it's that much better than a $50 book bag. It's
Mhm.
not that I wouldn't be willing to spend money on her. It's, you know, my dumb spending of the money with the game. I enjoy what I do with the game, right? I'm
Mhm.
not spending to break myself. I'm not empty bank account. I'm not hurting to put money on my or food my shelves and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So if I want to spend my money a little aggressively, as long as I'm still providing for my daughter, that's okay. Um, so do I drop 1,000 on a treasure event and then, you know, feel bad for not wanting to buy my daughter a $500 book bag? Not really, because again, I feel like that's almost teaching my daughter a bad moral in life that as she grows up, you know, now does she have to find a man that has to buy Chanel purses and Coach earrings 24/7 for her, and he has to drive a Mercedes or a Bentley? Or, oh, screw all that, man. You know, some of the coolest people in this world don't have money, you know, and they're the most loyal people and they're the most humble people out there. So I would much rather teach her that, like, you know, money is cool. Don't get me wrong. You know, by any means, you know, money can help in situations, but money does not create happiness.
Mhm.
So for her to be insanely happy over daddy buying a $500 book bag, I don't know. I feel like that's a value I don't want to teach her in life. That I don't know. Does it make sense how I'm explaining it? I
I
guess.
totally agree with you entirely. In my eyes, you're entirely right. And like, you know, if you have like you are more fortunate than your parents and you have the means to offer more stuff to your kids, still you went from from no money, from working yourself up there, and you want your kids to learn that at some point.
Correct.
And
Correct.
how to
Yes.
teach
Yes.
that if you give everything, you know?
And that's the thing. You know, my grandfather brought me in at a young age, and that's where I learned a lot of my successful business moves, if I may. You know, again, going in when I met my grandfather and he brought me in the shop at 15, 14 years old, I was a joke of a person, you know. So he's taught me quite a bit. Quite a bit of things I've learned, and a lot of it has been ethics, you know, character, things like that. That, like, you know, you don't have to have the Mercedes Benz. You don't have to have that. Now, again, if you have money and it's in excess and all that good stuff, hey, buy what you want. You have the money, you've worked for it. But don't work your life away to just go buy one super crazy expensive car, but then not, you know, deprive yourself of a lot of the other things around you. Because at the end of the day, you know, at least this is how I look at life. You got one life to live. You know, have fun.
Mm.
Go out and explore everything. You know what I'm saying? Don't just kind of tunnel vision and focus yourself on one big main key item, I guess is the way I look at it.
And Nak says in the chat, money don't create happy marriages. How to say that in English? Have you seen the LSS community Tinder?
Oh, fucking Knack. Yeah, he's right though. Oh, hold on. I'm being called into. Give me one sec. Din's calling for me. Did you understand ultimate trading?
Wait, we have stuff
Okay.
to do in game?
Yeah, Din's calling for me. We have one more follow up question though, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll hop off if you don't mind, because I gotta hop into the game now.
Yeah, I see I've been tagged also. Oh, they are not asking me to break pad or anything in the Alliance chat. They just quote me about we want to relax when we are pooping at work. Okay, we are not called for the same thing, the Alliance. I see that, but okay. One last question. The last question is, when is your album released? We are talking about that for too long now.
No. I'll wrap it up quick. We expect to release it this summer. So the album's already done, actually.
Oh.
Been produced, sent out for final mastering, which, if you guys don't know what mastering is, pretty much an artist will record in the studio, He'll then have an engineer mix the song or mix the sounds, pretty much get everything with the, maybe special effects if they want to use it, this and that. And it's considered a mix down at that point. What that means is a lot of levels get turned down, all that, just to pretty much make everything even and level. And then they will get sent out, or the in-house engineer will do it. He'll then master it, which then essentially brings all the sounds back up with with pretty much the mixed down quality that you gave it. No peaks, no anything like that. But at this point, it's in the mastering stage. All recordings done, all mixings done, everything like that. And we plan to release. We want to start a pre-market about probably 2 months prior to it being released, and then a full-blown release on all platforms: Pandora, iTunes, iHeart, Spotify, you name it.
Okay, so can we already follow you here somewhere? Where is the best place to follow you? Still Facebook or?
Correct. I mean, I'm the most active on my Facebook.
Uh-huh.
I have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, obviously all the good stuff. But Facebook is where I'm more of a daily active type of person. Here recently, I haven't posted in a few days just because, again, I'm working 2 jobs right now. Just, through the holidays, I've been super, super busy, but he's a gift wrap. As you see, like I said, this is our teammates and our team members, we love to burn on each other. We love to have fun. So, but yeah, you can follow me. I mean, Facebook's going to be the quickest, easiest way to see, what I'm doing day to day, even get a hold of me, things like that, if you're not in-game messaging the account.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so next summer you will come back here before that. But right now you have to break pads or kill stuff or just go archive your things, put bookmarks on,
Correct.
haircuts.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I do appreciate you bringing me in live as of, what is this, like our 3rd, 4th time now going live together?
Oh, yeah, I see you every day, I feel like.
Well, I can definitely say, as of each time, it was definitely great being here.
Yeah, same.
Until next time, and massive, massive shout out to the community, guys. Shout out to all the LSS players out there. Definitely make sure you throw Mel a follow, a subscribe, all that good stuff. Make sure to like the video. And again, y'all will see me back at some point. I will be back again.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here. When you leave, we will stay live a minute to have the giveaway. So everyone stay live, and we wish you like a lot of kills and happy kills on your map. And
Exactly. Just have fun.
See you very soon.
All right. See y'all later, guys.
Okay. So that was Convict. We just quickly talked at the end about his work in music. So I will take just a minute to share the one clip he sent. What did he send? Oh, he sent something about him gaming. Let me send you that. You will see better what he's about if you have missed the beginning of the stream.
Time's ticking, trigger finger is itching, heart is running the marathon, paranoia is kicking, but 52, so you know I got the extension, man. I bought it, your buddy, and I ain't gotta mention names. I'm pulling out, brawler and call him out. The smoke is in the air, about to show him what I'm about now. We hit the end, circle is closing in. My partner got me covered, we already taste the win-win. Oh my God, Cody, you just shot me, mother.
So yeah, that is how he talks to his team. And so I don't know, I'm just in front of all the APCs that I've written. Sorry for that. He needs to add me on Call of Duty. All right, we talk about playing Call of Duty together for so long now. And I think it's time to have a giveaway. Let me check the entries. Oh, I hadn't started the bot. So okay, let's have a quick 10 crypto giveaway for everyone who followed this conversation with Convict, and let's reward someone. Type a hashtag, any hashtag you want now, even if you tapped the hashtag before the bot wasn't started. So now, starting now, you can type a hashtag, any hashtag you want in the chat, and we will roll it for 10 crypto giveaway. I can add you of Call of Duty. Yeah, so see that's why he said a lot of why I like piloting in BXM. It's all this focus on the fun and on the team. Hashtag nice stream. Yeah. So I'm glad not being leadership and all, but I really like this team. There is a bit of drama, but it's not like in some team where the drama is like taking over. It's really a little bit of drama. And it's always kind of light, you know? Hashtag go for BXM, hashtag glad to be here. I love the drama. You are the drama. And on Twitch, hi Sean, LSS wouldn't be a game without drama. Yeah, the gameplay sucks. It's drama keeping us in. So let's roll it for 10 crypto now. I see online people have entered a hashtag, so let's roll it for 10 crypto. Hashtag any hashtag, yes. In 3, in 2, in 1. MJ has won the giveaway. Congratulations, MJ. Send your profile ID in the chat and I will send you your prize. So I'm trying. I'm not sure I have. Wait. MJ. I know you won a few times, so I need to find I need to find a code that I can still send you. So MJ, send your profile ID in the chat so I can send you your prize. Thank you for the profile ID. Okay, I have a code. I'm not 100% sure it will work, so we try. Cannot promise. And didn't work. I'll try again, but after that, if it doesn't work, I will have to tell you to wait until I get new codes from the devs. Let's see. Didn't work. So MJ, you won. I keep that in notes. But I will send you your prize when the devs send me new codes. Which I hope is soon, because I sent them a message asking, like, I'm kind of fed up with the codes that have 3-day skins in it. So I asked if we can get back the skin boxes. That would be so nice, because then you have a tiny bit chance to get a real full permanent skin. So yeah. Let's see what's up in game. I cannot just go to sleep unless I see what's happening. Why was he called to game? Why did they call Convict to game? I'm checking the chat, seeing what's important. Where is the attention needed now? No, it's just fine. They're talking about killing icy phantoms. Okay, game is looking okay. Let's see the capital. Ultimate is still here, Norwegie. Okay, and we need to, it's under bubble. We cannot try to attack it right now and synchronize the APC correctly to attack it. Let's try a little pad. Just a little pad so we don't stay at 100 durability. Just a little pad. Will North come inside your faction? So far they are not at the gate, but probably at some point. But so far they are not at the gate. But it might happen. But usually usually it's really hard to go to reach enemy faction. But you have quests to complete by taking stuff on the other side. So usually it happens on agreement at the end of a season, right? So usually, not every time, but where do we have a pad here? Ah. This looks like a shield wall just for me. No? Wait, what? My pad is at this place? Oh wow, they have a shield wall? Is that a shield wall just for me? Should I teleport here? I should teleport here, right? But I don't know when those shields are due. I didn't know I have a pad here. That looks so nice. That looks like a nice place. Do you have anything to do here? Huh. I want to teleport here, but I don't know what is there to do here. And I feel like if I teleport here, then I will forget to leave. Let's teleport. I don't know why this pad is here, if there is a goal or something, but I love it. I love where it's situated. So I just move it, even if I'm not here to move back later. Let's replace a pad, and I won't make a pad at capital. Sad. But I will build back my pad here, next to Mike and Satyr. Okay, because that's a nice place. See, it's like this shield wall just for me. A full shield wall just for me. With Canada in the shield wall. That's a small base. That looks so good. What can I do from this place? I'm sure I can. I want to use this place. Now that I'm here, what can I do that would be really cool to do? I can... That's such a great way to move me up. I just need 3 farms to make a shield wall and I can advance. Amazing. Or maybe I should not take ties, otherwise they will see where I am. Should I speed up base 34 today or next development day? Next Tuesday? Is your base 34 okay to wait Tuesday? If not Tuesday, if it's anyway finished before Tuesday, it can be also on Saturday to complete the hourlies, but it's not amazing. Okay, why do we have again a free APC here? And I know that Smash is just using the presets to select the APC instead of moving them. But let's see. We want to move this one here. That's the first thing. We have a good Bane Blade on that. So what do we get here? That's the Emma APC that is missing. So Emma APC. Wait. Emma Shadow Woman Rifle. Why? Wait, what do we have here? Hank with Shadowy Man of Rare Soul. Emma is with Clan Elite and Thunderbolt Beater. But I don't see this APC here. Okay. What do we have in defense queue? Defense queue. Clan Elite, Thunderbolt Beater, Wallbreaker. Kinda looks strange to me, honestly. But let's put that here. Oh, this is Raver Thunder, Raver Mayo Thunder. That is a bit old because this is a counter to tuner and it has low use apart from countering tuner. So that's where there is a mistake, I guess. Because this APC is really not so useful now. Because no one uses tuners that much anymore. I don't want just to tile and clean though. I have a lot of durability, but I don't have a killing target. Please help him to more. I want to hit stuff or garrison thingies. Where can I help? Con, I heard you name drop a base that might be moving end of the season. Oh, he meant moving in, not out. And close the chat. I'm not on a base that can just tile around. Huh. But I have a great position. I want to kill stuff. Okay. Plenty of people know it by now. Shh. But we won't be the ones saying it. Ha! Where can go? To sleep? Meal or... Yeah, exactly. Bad Bob is the one coming to BXM. Bad Bob is 388 president. That is the big secret we are keeping from you. See? 388 president Bad Bob is coming. Ha! Just finished watching movie. What movie are you watching? Ha! Thank you, Bob, for the distraction. That the base tag is stronger than any base we've ever had. Yeah, exactly. Hit this smell. Okay. Hit this. It's under shield. See? Cannot. Ah. I wish, but it is shielded. But I wish. I will place APCs around it. Just begging for attention. Whoa, who is putting T11 in that? Crazy people. Oh my god, why are they doing that? And again, this cat with that, I keep correcting that. We don't have a fox. We don't have a fox here, but even if Dark Sister is amazing, Emerald Rose is still making the most kills. So because Emerald Rose is still making the most kills, we need the cat on Emerald Rose and the dog on Dark Sister. Dark Sister is making lots of kills. Don't get me wrong, it's amazing to have like damage dealer pet on Dark Sister. So I would even prefer the reindeer to the dog, but the reindeer is level 1, the dog is level 37. So yeah, keep the dog on Dark Sister and the cat on Rose. Mel is because he's using a preset. Yeah, I know, he keeps doing that instead of swapping the APCs. This is annoying. I can change the pets here. I will change the pets. And in his preset, it's T9. It's enhanced T9 is the preset. It's enhanced T9. So the T11 thing is not because he's using preset. He voluntarily put T11 here. Change it in the preset. I changed the pets. That's fine. But the T11 thing, he consciously did that on purpose. Okay, let's fix stuff here. Boom. And let's put a cat here. Speedstar, Skull, and Dashboard with cat. Oh, wait. This is a level 1 dog, so I can as well keep that for another APC. Because second APC might be that. Okay, and here too, in the preset, I exchange the pets in the preset. That's just Mass. Yeah, Mass doesn't do like the swapping APC this way. He keeps just using the preset to select the APC he wants. So that's fine, but we have to think about it. Yeah, what is that person doing? He's trying to make a pad? No. I want to fight. I'm fine with fighting. But now I'm actually further from here. Let's have an APC here. Because there is no big battle going on, so I'm placing my APC here for fun, but I will just close the stream. I don't see big battle going on. Let me just move the text that is behind me so you can screenshot it if you need. And yeah, so here, let's have a reminder about what we talked about with Convickt. So about the APCs, I asked which APC used, and he actually broke Ultimate, even if Ultimate is stronger than him. So this is Ultimate, and Ultimate is stronger than Convickt. And what he did to break the base was like using the APC, sending them synchronized, but in order. So like you scoot a base. So let's scoot. And by scooting, you get the information about the order of the APC. Once you know the order of the APC, you know in which order you want your APCs to arrive. So he figured out first APC was Speedstar, Skull, Dashboard, maybe as Defense Q or something, and then next APC. So this is the first one he wanted to break. And for that, he needs to use a counter, which is a fighter APC, using Emma Clan Elite Thunderbolt Beater as a fighter APC countering this one. and synchronizing with AZ Dark Sister Rose that should be going through the next APC, which was the fighter APC. So synchronizing, so they arrive in a split second, but in order. So the first one in my APC break Skull APC. And once it's broken, when the AZ Dark Sister Rose APC arrive, this one is already halfway done, so it goes through and then it breaks the next ones. So that's how Convickt broke Ultimate. So we asked about what other APC use, like what if he has to use all the APC in a fighting setup. So he would have those ones, EMA APC, AZ APC, Speedstar Skull Deathborn for the shooter APC. And here we have the other APC. So we have Angel Rick Negan, which is still excellent for vehicle, full vehicle. Hank Shadowy Man Revive Soul for another fighter APC. And Cyclone, Tuner, and Nightingale. He puts that in the defense queue at the end of his defense, because it's still gonna destroy many APC when it has more might, and when it's at the end of all the list of APC, it should have an advantage in numbers. Do you know who's coming that is the big new base? Yes, I've seen shooter countering non-APC, even if the gap was 300-400 in might and difference. So Speedstar Skull Deathborn countering AZ Dark Sister Rose. So that's why Convickt say first he hits the base with Emma Clan Elite Thunderbolt Beater to destroy this APC. Then he's still in the base, but like halfway done for troops, like half troops off or something. So then AZ Dark Sister Rose arrive within a split second after the first APC on the base, and it can go through. So I got lost in what I was saying. So yeah, Emma Clan Elite Thunderbolt Beater was actually countering also the AZ Rick Negan APC, but now that we are using AZ Dark Sister Rose, the usual vehicle counters fighter counters shooters, and shooter counter vehicle is kind of working. So that's easier. There was a glitch once with T1 in your APC. Oh, with Retrogator. Anyone remembers that? Yeah. Yeah. You would use T1. What were we doing already with those T1? I just remember it was not very Dura efficient. But yeah. I don't remember the details. That's for the APCs. So again, if you're interested, like in the top APCs at the moment, I'm actually I just wasn't using Hank Shadowy Man Revive Soul. Also the one, I think I was fine, but take a screenshot. So you have couple minutes to take a screenshot. If you need, share in your alliance, take a screenshot of those APCs, and yeah, that's it basically. Let's to give time to take screenshot, I will just roll it for another giveaway, and then we will close the live. So let's go for another giveaway. We have 8 people in at the moment. If you haven't already typed hashtag, any hashtag you want. That was my format in the base I was piloting. You talk about the T1 or this? No, yeah, it's a good one. So Hank Shadowy Man Revive Soul is the one I was missing, I think. So let's go giveaway. I will give away the giveaway, yes. That's the spirit. 3, 2, 1, choose a winner. Talk of New York has won the giveaway. Hashtag give me. With hashtag give me. Congratulations, Tony. Send your profile ID in the chat so I can send you your prize directly in your mails. I'm checking in the meantime. What code do I have left for you, Talk of New York? Waiting for your profile ID. No one is attacking my garrison. BXM guild members are more lucky here. Oh, you think YouTube is biased? Bad YouTube. No, it's not about BXM members. Who won the previous one? MJ? MJ is not in BXM. But channel members have double chance. So if you are a channel member, like if you pay for a subscription to my channel, there's a join button in the bottom right corner. You have access to a few more videos, but not many. Mostly it supports my channel, which is amazing. And it gives you double chance in all giveaways. So it's done. I managed it, Tony. You are getting your 10 crypto directly in your mails in a few minutes, maximum 1 hour. I mean, no good luck on map for last attack on building, but here, yeah, I guess BXM members are showing up in my live stream enough to get the membership, or they are just simply supporting my channel by having a membership, which gives them double chance in all giveaways. Larius and Dev won teleport and Halo. That's so true. This was kind of painful when we did giveaway yesterday, and we had 3 skins to give away, and 2 of them went to the other side of the map. That was kind of crazy, actually. Okay, if you haven't screenshotted that already, I'm sorry, but I will close the stream and go sleep now. So thank you again, everyone who was here for the stream. Thanks a lot. See you very, very soon in another live stream. Enjoy the game. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy your post-Christmas relax time. And see you soon. Bye.
Look, this real hip-hop, I'm about to hit him, let him hear a lot. Been up at the bill with the building blocks, let it boom, boom, boom as it kills a lot. I'ma hit him and oh no, give him a little bit of the business low, keep it an independent, defend the dojo, and let him in and move him into the ozone. Cause I am hip-hop, I'm about it. You are hip-hop, I doubt it. Them real MCs are starting to drown because this culture's crowded. So I got a safety raft right next to the Jason mask. His bar's electrifying, like somebody about to tase him fast. I'm feeling lonely like a wolf that traveled out the pack. I'm searching for the real MCs that try to bring them back. Hip-hop's been calling to me, answered like y'all done knew me. I've been running up and down this field like it's Call of Duty, yeah. It's me and 2 G's, I put a couple beats in the booth and ooh-wee. I move like I'm running with a bit of a new breed. I'm hungry, never really tripping a loose sleeve. Go hard, more bars, no pause. Motor mouth don't fit for the slow cars. Go big, go home, go large. I'ma hit hip-hop with a full charge. Yeah. hard hitting. My bars got bars in them, don't pause. I'm all sauce, dissolve the flows in them. In the charger with the dogs, but caution the poles. Get the calls from the broads to empty my balls. And I'm a bad man, a jammer with an animal flow. The Indiana better than your average show. Because the rhythm hit him dead in the nose. Another veteran epidemic that's better with flows. I got the drive that's written, inscribed inside the mind, not a lie. I'm the pick of the pie. Who wanna ride? Pretty fly, I sit in the sky. What if I dive? I'ma hit the ground harder than the bars that I write. I'm about to crash out, cause I'm tipping the gas now. The gas mask strapped with a passion to cash out. Now I'm on charge, are you with it? Don't pass out. The boss hog calls and the castle get cast out. Yeah.